Republican Congressman Brian Babin from the Houston area. He's also chair of the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee, and he joins us now to talk about the agenda. So, Congressman, I'm sure you're excited to get to work on a real agenda that the American people across the board voted for. In your mind, what comes first?
What comes first is returning this country to its rightful place as the #1 superpower in the world, the home of the free, the home of the brave, the top military on the face of this earth, and where you have constitutional rights, as that young woman just said, to be able to say and do and go wherever you want to without having big brother government tell you what to do. And that's what America's all about. And we've seen the last 4 years of this disastrous Biden administration, and we've seen a diminishment of all of our rights, all of our American freedoms, and our constitutional rights as well. So we have to get back to the basics, and I'm looking forward to seeing Donald Trump back in there. And I know he's going to have a busy day because he's going to have dozens and dozens of executive orders to roll back this insane policy of Joe Biden, Alejandro Mayorkas, and open borders, and Kamala Harris and the rest of these woke Democrats.
Yeah, so let's talk about the border. Kristi Noem, President Trump's nominee for Homeland Security Secretary, she had her confirmation hearing yesterday. She and Border Czar Tom Homan, they've got a heavy lift, obviously, to carry out the president's deportation plan and seal off the border. You know, you're from Southeast Texas. You've seen firsthand the effects of, Biden and dangerous open border policies. You met last night with Tom Homan. How did that go?
Went very, very well. Tom is more than willing and ready to tackle this thing. And under Donald Trump, America is going to be secure once again. And Homan is the real deal. I've worked with him for a number of years. I'm the Border Security Caucus co-chair. But Homan has got experience. He's got the grit to restore our border. And look what's happening. California is burning, broke. They just spent $50 million Trump-proofing the state of California. And now they're going to look to us to bail them out to the tune of billions of dollars. What's happening here at the very end of Biden's administration? He's trying to spend money like a drunk sailor, get it out the door as quickly as he can. He wants to grant, in fact, he just did grant legal status to over 1 million illegal aliens. And I can tell you that we're going to be rolling back these outrageous executive orders he's been trying to do here in the last few minutes and days of his administration.
So I like you because you're an Air Force veteran, and we're an Air Force family too. So let me ask you, though, what changes should the incoming commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, make to the Defense Department and the Department of Veterans Affairs?
Well, I can tell you one thing. Again, we're going back not only to security, but we're going back to restoring the strength of our military and our veterans. The president, I've worked with him when he was in his first term. I was with him last Friday evening in Mar-a-Lago. I can tell you, as the chairman of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee, we are going to restore our military, which has been decimated by woke, outrageous policies under Joe Biden. No more woke nonsense. Trump's Pentagon is going to be about meritocracy, and it's going to be about readiness and defeating our enemies, how it should have been all along. And now I think we're going to go back and start making our quotas of recruitment. It's been off because frankly, quite a few Americans, young ones, did not want to serve in a woke military. And I was with Pete Hegseth just last night. He's going to, as our Secretary of Defense, he's going to be ensuring that our military remains the best fighting force in the world. And there will be no purging of our service members for refusing to take an experimental vaccine, just to have one example.
Yeah.
It's going to be a meritocracy. That's what we have to get back to.
So you're a dentist by trade. There must be days in D.C. when you feel like you're getting a root canal without Novocaine, right?
That's well said, Rob. I appreciate that. In fact, some of them I might want to do maybe a root canal on some of the people, without that Novocaine. So, but let me tell you something, and I'd like to mention I got to visit with my former colleague Doug Collins from Georgia, who is now going to be appointed by President Trump to lead the VA.
Yeah.
He's dedicated to our veterans.
Great.
Warfighters. He's got experience. He'll ensure accountability and a culture of care at the VA, which we have seen just disappear in the last 4 years. In fact, every one of Trump's cabinet appointments, I think, have been outstanding, and I fully support each one of them.
Last question, since you're a dentist, I'm sure you're always looking at everybody's teeth. Donald Trump, does he have a good set of choppers?
He does. I've been up very close to him. I'm a dentist. Always been. That's one of the first things I notice is people's teeth. He's got great teeth, and so do his kids. So does Melania, his wife. Just a great family. I'm looking forward to working with them. And we are so excited, Rob, that the 4-year nightmare is going to be over, and we're going to restore our country, our great country, to its former greatness. MAGA, make America great again.
Yeah, and that starts in about 47 hours. Congressman Brian Babin, great to have you.
Thank you, Rob.